Hello everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So I want to share a story with you. Every day I'm waking up, there's like more and more is being revealed to me. And since I've started looking at life as a game that we're playing the game of life, these things seem to be coming into alignment. I'm seeing all these connections that create the game of life, all these structures and systems that have been put into place over time. And so I'm wanting to share this while it's fresh in my mind. And I think that this might all be bullshit. And it also might be wake you up to something, might activate something in you that creates memories or a way of looking at your life, metaphorically or literally. And I think it gives me a perspective, and I know it's been helping my clients and stuff to have this perspective. It's very freeing. So let me start. So if we look at life like it's a game, like this is a game that you would play on the computer, right? And there's all different levels, and there's all different avatars, and there's all these different goals and stuff, and how you make points and how you score and how you get to the next level. And then the avatars and stuff that you're playing against. So if we think of this life, right, before you come onto the planet, onto this earth, you're in the quantum field, in God energy, and you're deciding when you're going to come down and who your parents are going to be, who the avatars you're going to be playing with, and you're deciding the avatar that you're going to be, like the date of your birth. All of that creates the astrological, the numerological things, your name. All of these things are clues, and everything I'm getting to see that everything in life is like a clue. Part of the game is going and exploring, like, well, how does numerology play in me being me? Because it's going to reflect back to you the avatar that you chose to come down here, and the things you chose to come and experience. And astrology is the same way. Again, it's not fixed. I'm not saying this is fixed. You have free will. You have free will to change anything, but there is a foundation that it's coming in under, and things that you definitely chose that I see are showing up in my life as young as 1 year old, or less than 1 year old, and then in third grade, and different things. I'm seeing all these different things that are related, and were giving me information and passing on information, and codes. It's like we're decoding ourselves. Who am I, right? That you come here, right? You've come down, except for the new children who are born are coming in awake, and you know where you come from, and you know what you're here to do. But those of us who've come here and then forgot who you really are and what's going on, that's the game. Like, you're here to play the game, to just rediscover who am I through astrology, through numerology, through relationships with other people, through the experiences that keep coming and happening, through the traumas that have been created in your life, through your relationships with parents or other people, that you will discover who you are and have those ahas and start playing the game more consciously. So it's like you're conscious before you come in, then you've gone unconscious, but you're still, when you're a baby, you're still you're not programmed yet. and I'm going to talk about programming in a minute. So it's basically like the title of this would be playing the game of life in your programming, because the awareness, the awakening, is awakening to how you've been programmed to not play the avatar that you chose to come in to be, that to not be fully empowered. Um, and, you know, it's a power game. It's like a power game. It's a competition in some ways, but in some ways it's not. So I'll explain that more. I hope this is not confusing. So you come in, you choose an avatar, that you're this avatar. So it might be a leader, a teacher, you know, a loving parent, and the avatars are much more than that, right? It's your spirit, your soul, what you come here to, what you're excited to create, what you're excited to experience in your life. Different things, challenges and stuff, whether you want to climb mountains, whether you want to innovate AI, whether you want to employ people, whether you want to build structures, etc., as well as what your relationships are. And so the game is played on a lot of let's talk about like going different levels first before I go on. So I'm seeing this also is that we're playing this, like the different levels are different levels of consciousness. And so, you know, let's say first level is like 3D, not really conscious, just being in this world of material things, more, you know, it's more of that competitive, more of the competitive, out for your own, very, very primitive. I would think of it as being very primitive. I was thinking about, you know, when life starts, right? At first we're very communal, right? Because whatever humans were alive at the time, we came together for safety reasons. We came together to support each other for survival reasons. You know, so that we could thrive, and we moved together, or you know, broke off, and then but stayed together and supported each other, and then, you know, maybe what happened, there was not necessarily, you know, competition, but all of a sudden maybe there's not enough food, and all of a sudden there's competition for food, and there's power plays start to take place. So then then that comes in, that becomes part of the game, is this competition, or I can have, you can't have. It starts to break away the unity factor, the protective factor, and so then different groups have, you know, different desires. Somebody doesn't want to keep roaming the lands and following the food. They want to stop and stay and create something stationary. They want to create something else. So the like minds stick together, and the others start going, and then they start realizing, oh, we can, what we know how to do and everything, what we've learned from our experiences of playing this game out in the world, that now we can share those experiences with each other and help to create new things. And so we keep evolving, keep evolving, keep evolving. But also during this time, so the fractions that break apart want to, they like having power. They like having more than others. They like having, you know, getting people to work for them and them not having to work. And so in the creation that God creates, or that the universal field of intelligence, God, source, whatever you want to call it, that's out there, that's creating all this, you know, there's everything in it. We have to remember, in this game, everything is in the game. Like, everything is available to us. All the intelligence, everything that has ever happened, ever been, ever will be, is available. All we have to do is put our attention on it, is ask questions. And your intention is a superpower. And that's one thing that has been, you've forgotten, is where you put your attention, that's what you're going to create. But you end up creating most of the things you don't want because that's how you've been programmed to think. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself. So just sharing, in this game, there are everything from the nefarious to the angels. There's everything is in there in between. And this is part for us to be experiencing all of life, to have that ability. Now, not all of us want to experience that. Anyway, I don't want to get ahead and get too complicated here, but so there's everything that we can want to experience. And so we have to realize that and come in knowing that there are I don't want to label, people that are creating experiences that are not good for everybody, that they're more selfish or more narcissistic, and they crave power, they feed off of that, and certain families or groups were created and of like minds this is what they're interested in creating. And over generations and over generations and over generations, they have created systems and structures in our game of life, in this big game of life of the universe here. But on our planet Earth, there are structures and systems that have been created generations after generations after generations and generations from this thinking of how these people want power and have created these systems and things in order to then in our game, those of us who are not involved in creating those systems, some people are pulled into that and can reap benefits, or it's a big learning experience for them to be in that. So things have been put in place for thousands of years to help us, to keep us from remembering who we really are, remembering the avatar that we've chosen to come in here in our life. Because if we remember who we are, and if we all remember who we are, then the nefarious group of who are wanting to experience power and control, then they wouldn't be able to play their game anymore. And so the awakening, as I see it, is us awakening to that this is a game and we're all playing our parts in it. And for us to realize that this part is in this part of the game, this is part of our game, and that this is going on, not thinking and believing that this can't happen and that isn't possible, but to become conscious of, there's this aspect of the game going on, and what I'm to discover is who I am without those systems and structures that are in place that are conditioning me to believe that I am disconnected from my soul, that there is no God or source or bigger energetic field that I can pull on, that I can get information from, that feeds me, that is trying to keep me from being healthy and creating beliefs. Sorry, that's my buddy. It's okay. Creating that over time has programmed, my grandparents, my parents, me. It's in all the systems, in the health system, in the educational system, in the governmental systems, in the religious systems, in the spiritual world, and the financial world. It's permeated everything, right? And so there is this yin yang, right? Good, bad. But instead of us dividing all of that up, I see it once we once we can see that it's a game and it's our responsibility to take care of how we're playing our game, not how somebody else is playing their game. So we're not to be concerned about how they're playing their nefarious game, that being the obstacles and stuff we have to jump over or break through or take down. It's like, instead we have to concentrate on playing our game, and how are we going to play this smartly? How are we going to intelligently, consciously? It's consciously, right? So if we think of that lower game as like that's the energy of a low 3D, and then there's higher 3Ds when we are starting to wake up and starting to feel things and see things, and part of that is that we're not lovable, we're not worthy, we're not good enough, we're not sexy enough, smart enough, rich enough, beautiful enough, lovable enough, you just name it, because that's part of the nefarious part of the game, is to disempower you, is to make you feel weak and worthless, and then also divide us. So part of the game is all the divisions: white, black, feminine, masculine, even the family. They're trying to divide the family through education, through movies, through music, through that commercials, media, magazines, all of that. Look and see what's in the media, and what are they telling? Through fear, through all sorts. And it can be very subtle. It's brainwashing, little by little by little. This has been happening for thousands of years. They're experts at this. They use this in war. They use this there's high intelligence. There's all different ways that it's permeating almost everything. And one of the parts of the game is to make you numb and dumb, to make you not care. So how have they done that? They've brought in things that make you sick. So as long as you're sick, then you can't be vital and think and create. You are having to take care of yourselves. And then they give you drugs, or whatever, that make you sicker or don't get to the root of the problem. They just keep degrading you little by little by little, energetically, draining you, right? And so you got to look at this psychologically, mentally, physically, spiritually. So, and in some ways, it's not a bad thing that it's there, because what it is we're learning from that. Where there's reflections, we're getting to see, like, oh, where are we in? Where are we creating conflict? Where are we supporting conflict? Where are we initiating? Where are we being drama queens and kings? And where are we thinking that we need to have control and control others? Where is our competition? Where is it that we're thinking this is good and that's wrong and that's bad and blah 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 blah? All of there's so much stuff. Now they're making our sexual preferences, that everything is distorted. You've got to get, like, this is a game. So they're playing a game. It's a very highly intellectual, dimensional, multi-dimensional, mental and spiritual game that's going on. I think of it as, if you can think of this, I feel like it's like a 5D game of chess, and it's played five different dimensions. So there's 3D, 4D, 5D, whatever dimensions, and things are being moved and placed and doing different things, and you don't know who's moving what and when. But again, if we're all energy, everything that gets moved affects the whole picture, affects the whole game, right? So it's like you're playing a game that is not, like, doesn't have an end, right? There's no exact winning. It's just like, whatever happens all of a sudden over here can shift the game, and now you've got to play it this way. A good example of this is like what Google does. Like Google you buy these AdWords, it used to be back, you buy these AdWords, you get it, and this would generate people following you or finding your information that you're putting on there. And then they change the rules, and sometimes without telling you. And then now you have to go find other ways to do this, and you have to get this, the SEO and the all these other things to get people. You have to have this package now to play this game and to get people to follow you, and they're going to charge you money for that, right? And their time, and it gets more and more expensive. And then it's so anyway, that's just one way for you to see that things keep changing. You might see lately, like, the definition of words in the financial, in the district, in education, in our legal rights, our amendments, in governmental things. A lot of the language is being changed, so that means the game's being changed. And it's like you're gonna have to like playing a game. This is like why I'm enjoying games so much. It's like, and why we can't take things so seriously, because nothing is set, and you have free will. And the thing is, the awakening is you're raising your consciousness to come out of that 3D into the 4D, 5D, so you can look and see how the game's being played, jump back in, play the game however you want to play it, however you're here to help and serve and whatever you want to help change or up level. And then you can go, back, and you're not so affected by what's happening in the lower dense energy of the 3D. But you have free will, again, to become that avatar that you first came in here. So free will to look at, what am I believing? How am I enmeshed and playing this 3D game that keeps changing? Where am I taking actions and doing things consciously or unconsciously that is not serving the highest good of all, that's playing in more of the nefarious, competitive, lower energy part of the whole of this? And what new choices do I want to make? How do I want to show up? And so really getting clear on, how do I look at my body? How do I feel about myself? How do I feel about other people? What do I feel about, what have I been taught that is dividing me from others? Because right now, the big thing is about us all remembering that we need each other, that we're here for each other, that we're all lovable and worthy, even the nefarious energies are, right? And that we have a lot more power and, superpowers and connection to everything, that what we can do when we start to wake up and realize our connection to that intelligence, to God, to, the quantum field, to each other, to Gaia, that how, what amazing things we can start to create and be with each other. So in playing your game, just keep remembering, this is a game. How do I want to play it? What are my beliefs? Let's really focus on what my beliefs are. These are the things you can do right now that will help you wake up in this game and start asking your questions of your higher self, of source, of your connection to everything. Show me what I need to know that I don't already know. Show me what's important for me so that I know the avatar that I am. So anyway, ask the questions, be open to receiving, and to know that you are a beautiful spirit. You're a beautiful avatar that's come here and to learn all this. And again, like I said, this might just be part of a bigger whole. I'm sure there's so much we don't know that's in this game and involved in this game. But let's have fun playing it together and caring about each other and loving ourselves and loving each other and caring for our planet. And I'll see you out there creating. I'm just so excited. This really gets me energized. So until we meet again, love, live, and matter. Bye.